We are streaming, we're recording, and we will get set up.
Do, do, do.
All right.
Hey.
Aw.
Ah, little dude.
Yeah, gotta enjoy Little Man for a
It's
minute.
a future,
There's the future band manager,
future
right?
recording.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
Street King.
we're gonna be like that band Anvil.
Baby metal.
No,
All right, you
like
guys
the
good to
band
go?
Anvil. They're like
Yes, sir.
All right,
Yeah,
let's kill
ready?
it.
Ready.
And we should be.
ready as kind.
We are live. What up, headbangers? How
Alright.
you doing? I'm Rob O'Day, and welcome to the greasiest of all time. Today we're chilling with October Roar out of Texas. How are you guys doing?
What
What's
up?
up?
Woo!
Why don't
How
you
y'all
tell?
doing?
Good. Why don't you guys tell us who you are and how you got together and started this project?
Okay. I guess I'll go first.
Go for it.
My name's Matt. I'm lead guitar player, or just guitar player because I switch off a lot.
My name's Adrian.
He's lead.
The band. Where's the lead drummer?
It's always about the lead drummer, bro.
Yeah.
I guess
My name's Ivan Gomez. I play lead drums.
My name's Chris. I play bass.
Cool. How long have you guys been together?
I play all the lead guitar.
All the lead guitar.
I said we've been to. Oh, well, one of y'all go then.
We've been together for about 5 years with the current lineup.
Oh wow. And you guys,
yeah,
like,
how years?
About 5 years.
5 years. That's pretty badass. And you guys recently released in, I think it was December last year, your album Born to
Yeah.
Struggle.
Yes.
Anybody
sir.
hasn't listened to that, go peep it on Spotify, because man, damn, you guys are solid. Like I was saying earlier before all of you logged in, like the styles, it's weird because it's got like punk, metalcore, and so many other elements to it. You know what I mean? And like some of the vocals
That is
remind me
the-
of Seosin and Circus Survive, and I'm like, fuck, those notes are so hard to hit. So, like, fuck yeah, guys, like you kill it. It's dope.
That's awesome.
Hey, thank you.
Appreciate that.
How was?
Thank
I'll
you.
take that as a
Thank you.
compliment any day.
No worries. How was that experience recording that album?
It was different.
It was yeah, it was very different because we recorded this during the whole pandemic thing, and originally it was supposed to come out in October, but we got delayed for several reasons. Obviously, COVID was one of them, and
Yeah.
our engineer ended up moving to San Antonio, so we had to make the drive over there, or at least I did. And then these guys, we actually had to track everything in our little home studio here,
Right here.
in this little area right here. So we tracked guitars, we tracked bass and drums, like dummy tracks, and then pretty much got the structure of the songs together. We sent them out, and then we got sent over the raw guitars, raw everything pretty much. And then I had to, once everything was put together, then I had to make the drive to San Antonio and lay down my vocal tracks. Took about 2 days, a good weekend to do to finish everything, but it
Crazy.
turned out pretty well.
It did definitely, because I mean, it is front to back a well-written album, and it's got tons of different elements to it. Like usually when you hear a band, they stick to that style, and you guys definitely don't have a box around your genre. It's cool because it's unique to see.
We tried to show, yeah, we're all influenced by different bands. I myself am a '90s kid, so I grew up with the whole grunge era, and so I try to bring that element into the band. And I know Matt and Sean, they've been playing for a while, so they have a whole different genres that they're into.
Sean's into Boston.
Boston and
That's one of his main influences. So yeah, you
Well,
can
I
hear that
mean,
there.
yeah, I mean, everybody's got different influences, and I think that's what makes bands super unique. You know what I mean? Especially when they thrive off their influences to create something new. And
Yeah.
I
Plus,
think,
we get bored too easily.
do you? That's
Yeah.
funny.
So it's like, hey, let's try this. Let's do this. Let's go this way.
Texas is open now for shows, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, we just played one last night.
Yes.
Oh, wicked! How was it?
No. Oh, it actually turned out pretty damn good.
yeah, it was actually really fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm jealous. Like,
We're not expecting the turnout. Yeah.
oh yeah, and that's one thing I've been
Somebody just
curious.
Let's see. Yeah, we got some group. How's it going?
What's
Hey,
up?
how's it going?
Good, man.
I
Welcome to the party.
The party.
believe you.
No, so your guys is how is the scene? I've heard a lot of amazing things from about Texas' scene.
It's good, man. Man, there's a lot of talented people down here, man. It's crazy. Every show we play, man, we're blown away. We play Houston a lot and San Antonio. We're trying to get into the Dallas scene, but the few times that we have played in there, like the musicians are phenomenal.
Hmm.
So we're just happy to be part of the scene.
Yeah, I've heard it's super supportive. I've heard it's really tight knit too. You know what I mean? Like everybody helps everybody, which is kind of a cool thing. Even the upper dogs, like
Yeah.
Yeah.
and that's really cool to see. I think that needs to happen more in our community as an underground society. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it's nice to see like
Yeah.
I, like Cauterized is working with Ruben. I think they mentioned, and then Sempra Cerbis is another band that I've interviewed from there, and like it's the bands that have come out of Texas are fucking incredibly talented, and there's a huge wave of Texas metal coming out right now, and I'm like so down for it because yeah, like it's good. You know what I mean? Like I haven't heard a single bad band that I've been sent from Texas, and I'm like, damn. So it's really cool to see that.
Yeah, it's even better to be a part of, man. It's cool, man. 10 years ago, it wasn't like this.
No, it's grown a lot.
Pretty much
Which is-
social media, I think, has helped everybody kind of connect and network and help each other out. So
Yeah,
thank God for Facebook and Instagram and all that good stuff. And,
right. And
the good old fashioned, playing shows together, exchanging numbers and stuff like that helps too, man. We've met a lot of awesome bands on the road, so it's pretty cool.
I think networking is key as a band, and I think a lot of bands forgot how to network because social media took over.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, no, some of the younger bands don't seem to realize that that's a big part of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you kind of got to be friends with every band if you're gonna be successful because we're all struggling. We're all doing the same battles. You know what I mean? Like no one's gonna get anywhere if we don't all work together, kind of a thing.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So I find that the Texas scene being so tight knit and helping everybody, I think that's like a model to follow at the moment. Because everywhere else
Yeah.
I've seen that the support has gone downhill over the past 10 years, as where I've heard that it's completely turned opposite, as where Texas scene is getting stronger and stronger and stronger. So I'm quite jealous, to be honest, because I would love to just to be part of it, even for one show, just to embrace that energy of just metal culture at its finest. You know what I mean?
Say the word, bro.
Right? No, our guitar player is actually stuck in. He's in Nottingham. He's in the UK.
Oh,
So
wow.
we're just in the midst. Like we finished 4 songs on the EP. We're gonna add another one just cause, and then that's coming out. So then we're gonna try and get his ass here as soon as possible. So,
That's awesome, man.
how did COVID affect you guys?
Slowed everything down.
Yeah.
Everything got slowed.
Everything. Like, I mean, we were supposed to. The plan was get the album out of the way. I mean, this was our first year with the Kingside Records, so we really wanted to get our boots on the ground and hit the road and try to promote. We got a new album, and then release the album, and then unfortunately, this whole COVID thing just put everything, on hold, and so all our shows
Fuck COVID.
Right?
Yes.
No, it's true. It's
put everything
definitely
on hold and delayed everything.
yeah.
So
Yeah, no, it's
yeah,
been
it hurt us bad.
it's been weird, Like I don't think anyone ever would have expected a global lockdown. I don't think that's like something that anybody
Yeah.
thought, even in like
Yeah.
sci-fi. It's just like boom,
Yeah,
Yeah.
the whole world's locked down. Well, what the
Nope.
hell do we do now? But I mean, at the same time, we got the best opportunity to sit and be artists.
agreed.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's true.
Yeah, we got to write think about a lot about our writing, and what direction we wanted to head, and we tried a lot of different things, like on this album, we did a little bit more pop punk stuff compared to our older
Yeah,
stuff. We did
no, and
more.
that's one thing I loved about your album is there's a lot of random pop punk elements. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's cool.
Probably
It's
game in a
awesome that
bit.
you guys got the ability to sit down and focus. And I think
Hit you up.
that's been the
I was
best
in the game last
thing
night.
for everyone.
Gone to Walmart and spent
Doing
$150 on
That was new for us.
like getting that opportunity to sit down and focus as an artist on our craft and remember why we love it and not worry about the politics of it, like booking shows and because I think it rejuvenated a lot of artists into what they love.
It was it was kind of it was weird because it was like, okay, well, we don't have to worry about practicing for the next show. It was okay, well, put all your energy into writing the song now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so that was new for us. Usually it's like, okay, we got to crunch. Like there's always, so we have a show coming up. We have to practice. We got to do this. Suddenly that wasn't an issue no more.
Yeah.
No.
And
And
I actually personally got to sit down with all the songs and write what I wanted.
right. And I think that's a
Yeah,
cool
normally
thing.
it was the last few albums
Yeah,
or
and I
album and EP. Yeah, they were pretty much just like, all right, we got to write, we got to hit the studio, release something like now. And this time, we had all the time in the world to write and and get in the studio.
it definitely helped us appreciate the writing and like the gigs. Like we've probably played. We can probably count on one or two hands the gigs we played all of 2020, and every time we get together, I think we appreciate it more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, for sure.
Last night was hell of fun.
Yeah,
Right?
last
Like,
night
and
was
that's
hella.
who did you guys play with last night?
Oh, our boys, they're from Austin. They're called Pi Pi.
Sweet.
Paii.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're talented guys, man.
Yeah.
They all switch off and play every instrument in the band. And
Those guys, they're amazing musicians who don't take themselves seriously, but they should.
yeah, they're super awesome.
I know so
Really
many
cool
people like
guys.
that.
Yeah.
That's awesome. It was just the two of
And
you guys
then-
last night?
No, there was also our boys here in the Valley too. They're called Monodyssey.
Okay.
Yeah, they're more straight up like metal, but with a twist. They have like themes to their songs.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah, which I barely heard the first time last night. I was like, oh yeah, that does sound like a samurai showdown song or something.
Right. That's funny. I love when bands are able to capture like an element like that when they're like, okay, well, we're gonna try and do a concept song versus an album, and I think that I think it shows somebody's writing ability is very crisp in the way that their imagination works and are they able to flow through a concept and be able to create something without telling you almost. They like hint towards it and then the whole concept is just like, oh yeah, that's what it is. And I think that takes like a certain artist to be able to do that. You know what I mean? That's a cool concept to see.
Yeah.
What do you
You
guys?
got to be free in a certain way.
Yeah, no, 100%. What do you guys plan to do now that you guys are free from COVID lockdowns?
Shows and write and record.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we got another album that we're writing. Hopefully, our timeline that we're trying to set is the same date by December. Hopefully we can do it sooner. But we're gonna have to do. We got thrown a curveball, so our engineer, a producer that normally recorded the last couple albums and last EP, he moved and he decided he didn't want to do it anymore. So now we found another guy, but he's up in College Station
College station.
over here. So it's gonna be another learning curve for us. But his work is amazing, just as good, and if not even better. So we're working on writing those songs for this new album, and then hopefully, I mean, things are still kind of like everybody's still on the edge, like iffy about opening 100%, even though it is open 100%. So it's still a challenge getting into places, but it's we're getting there. I figure, and I hope that by the time we finish this album, we'll be able to tour and play more shows and promote it. So
Yeah.
Fix the bus.
yeah, we got to fix our bus. We didn't since we didn't really use it all last year. Like the batteries died on it, and
Oh, shitty.
so we got
Right, and that's
to put
yeah,
some money in.
and I don't think that's another talk. That's just a point I haven't talked about yet on the show, and we've talked about a lot of things that have affected bands, but like, yeah, I never thought about the vehicle. Band vehicles. Like,
Yeah,
damn, a lot of them were probably like exact same situation. You know what I mean? It's like, fuck, that's just extra money we gotta pay
yeah,
now. I,
Just
yeah,
sitting there.
yeah, no, that's definitely a kick in the ass, especially after a year of lockdown and no shows. And realistically, the only way to market is online and become a business, which is weird.
yeah,
Yeah.
Like being an artist
yeah.
and then having to become a business is just, I don't know. It's two total different worlds,
Yes, sir. Very different.
right?
We're barely getting there.
Yeah, barely doing the whole business side.
Yeah,
Well, I think that's
That's
also,
we'll get there.
and I think that's it's kind of, we're in the midst of recreating what it is that we want. You know what I mean? So at the moment, we're still trying to craft what the industry is going to be now because it definitely died, and we have to bring it back by
Yeah,
ourselves. So I think that as we continue to push forward through COVID and things open up, and we realize how well we did during COVID. You know what I mean? Because a lot of bands had to reach out
yeah,
and do weird things like podcasts or like random things with fans and radio shows and things that we never really thought about before because we were so focused on getting into
yeah,
shows. But I think,
Calendar.
Content.
yeah,
yeah, you know what I mean? But I think that it's been such a blessing in disguise as the fact that we've been able to gain such a independence. Like the fact that most bands now can record for themselves, produce for themselves, is a really
yeah,
beautiful thing to me, because I think musicians should have the control of their craft. I don't think that it should be dictated by a major label what they can and cannot write because it sells. So
yeah.
that's why
One thing that I noticed though is the bands that really shined last year are the bands that are really good about marketing. And
it's very true.
unfortunately, we're not one of those bands. We're learning how to market ourselves out there, and we thought let the music speak for itself, but it's a whole new game when it comes to marketing and stuff like that. So we're getting there. We're getting better at it.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, it's a tough thing, right? We're not business people. We're musicians. We're artists, and artists aren't really.
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't. Me personally, I'm not really good at putting a price on myself. You know what I mean? Like my art. Like it's really hard to be like,
Like,
you owe me this much money for this. Like I'm just like, if you enjoyed it, I'm okay with that. So
yeah,
yeah,
I think a lot of
it's hard
artists are
to
like
flip
that.
that switch.
Yeah, right. And it almost like my guitar player and me, we kind of bicker a lot about the concept because I'm like, we got to start focusing more business wise, and he's like, no, dude, it's not about business. I'm like, in this day and age, it is though. Like we have to kind of sit down
yeah. It
and like
is.
figure out how we're gonna succeed because realistically, it's up to us. No one's just gonna help us. You know what I mean? Everyone else is
Yeah,
hard.
nobody's
Yeah.
gonna
So
nobody's gonna give a shit about your band or your business unless but you know what I mean, unless you're paying, unless there's something in it for them, then they'll care about it, but
yeah,
up until then it's all up to you. Yeah,
yeah, no, and it definitely takes a strong group of people to be able to pull off being a band for 5 years, 10 years. There's a lot of
yeah,
there's a lot of stuff that goes into it. You know what I mean? A lot of people don't realize um, it's a lot like a marriage. You know what I mean? But with
hmm
with
yeah,
dudes
The
most of the
sex is
time.
great.
Right.
Yeah.
No, but that's exactly what I mean. Like it's there's so many emotions behind it. It's not just like five guys writing music. It's like five guys putting their soul into one thing when they're dedicated. You know what I
I,
mean? And that's it's a weird thing that most people don't understand. So
yeah, no, I'm a firm believer that you have to always strive to impress whoever you're playing with,
yeah, my
and
my
like
goal
just
for like live performances is always set the bar. I love being the first band because I love setting the bar so high that other bands have to step their game up after us. It's the best thing to do. And I don't know. I think that the fact that live shows are open again down there is kind of a hope for the rest of us. Like, okay, it is going to open just in time, but like, how much more
yeah,
time?
it's gonna happen.
Yeah,
I
like
don't know
roll the vaccines out and let
So
us
everything is
roll out the
closed
kids.
in Canada.
Yeah, I think they just put us back into another 6 week
when.
lockdown.
Yeah, he froze.
Yeah, another
Okay.
6 week
Oh.
lockdown. So
Oh, okay.
Jesus,
I
man.
know that Quebec has had curfew this whole time. Like they can't go out after 8 or they get $1,000 fine. So it's like,
Damn.
Oh,
yeah. So like, I mean, West Coast we've kind of been chill about it, but I think now they're trying to be a little harder. But I'm just gonna keep pushing. You know, once things open up, then we'll figure it out from there.
Yeah.
Because I
yeah.
mean, it's
No, that's what we're all
like,
waiting for.
yeah, like what I was saying earlier is like we're in the midst of this weird transition from like what the industry used to be to what the industry is now, and
Big time.
I think that that alone is going to create a really cool market for us as musicians because sitting there getting to worry about our craft and not having to worry about booking for a year, like we grew as artists, we like together as a band, you know, each band grew, and I think that that's a key thing, and I'm actually really thankful for COVID for that, but at the same time, like I want to go and perform.
Yeah, that's still
Well,
that's the
nothing like
that's the
performing.
fun part. Yeah,
Yeah, like I
you
just
actually get to see the people, the market, in
yeah, like it's cool to
person.
like talk live and interact with fans, but there's nothing better than like being right in their face and screaming with the sweat, just like that heat. And you just like I don't know, it's just addiction. Like I love being on stage. It's
I
been
think that's why
hard,
we've been playing for so long.
Yeah,
right?
I think it would
It
not be
makes
worth it
it,
otherwise.
exactly. And that's
That's
what I was
what
gonna
keeps us
say. It
going.
makes it all worth it. When the moment you hit stage, like it, nothing matters. Anything that happened up to that show, up to that performance that happened that was shitty that day, it just goes away.
Yep.
It fades in the wind, and I
Yeah,
love that. And like,
Yeah.
I think my favorite thing about being a band too is that when you're on stage and you're all your eyes are closed and you're still like synced. You know what I mean? Like that telepathy just holds
Yeah.
you as a group, and you can do whatever you want. You're this moving force of band, and it's so cool to watch other
Yeah.
bands perform because I don't think a lot of people understand that connection because it is a weird. I don't know. I can't even explain it with words other than like a telepathical connection between band members. Because
it's
Yeah.
it's euphoric.
yeah,
Mhm.
it is
It's very
euphoric.
euphoric.
Like my favorite thing is when a drummer's like, "Ba, ba, 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 ba," and they just fucking stop, and the whole band just like sits and
Stop.
pauses for that second, and you're all just in that moment
Like,
of, and just like everyone just like clicks. Like I
I'm
don't
back
know,
in.
man. That's just a beautiful
Yeah.
it's like
feeling.
the top of a roller coaster is basically right before you drop.
Yeah, and just
Yep.
watching the crowd on breakdowns, like when you just
Yep.
like that moment of silence, and their just face just goes,
Was it Sean?
you know what I mean?
They
So
don't even know what's about to happen. They don't even know what's about to happen.
yeah, and I miss that a lot because I think that that's why we put so much energy into it because bands are metal bands for a lot, especially because I mean metal isn't really accepted as much other bands, but metal bands are the hardest working motherfuckers out there. That's how I feel. I'm sorry if anybody disagrees, but the amount of times that we hear no before we get a
Yeah.
yes, you know what I mean? Like we keep fuck it, we keep
Yep.
going, and I think that that's if you had every worker that had our work ethic, it would be crazy because I think musicians have the craziest work ethic. So, in my mind at least, I think there's a weird power that's behind it, that driving force.
That's for sure,
Yeah.
man. Yeah.
If there was anything in the music industry that you think you could change, what do you think it would be?
Anything we change about the industry?
Yeah.
The industry. Oh, fuck, man. I don't know.
I mean,
Not being so greedy.
Right? No, it's true.
Gabe's listening.
Sure.
Share the love, man.
No, and
Yeah,
that's
I guess
actually
just give everyone
that's one thing I love about Gabe, to be honest, is how I always say it too when I'm talking to other artists that are signed. Um, he's creating the future, his structure, where how he caters to his artists and not the artist has to cater to him. And I think that that's
Yeah.
gonna be
Yeah.
the future because you have to.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that he understands that, and I think that that's what makes him super unique and I enjoy working with him is because he does genuinely care about his artists. They're not just a money grab. And
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah, Gabe has been awesome.
Yeah, he's more of a what do you need type of guy.
yes,
Yeah.
and I think that more labels need to be like that. And I think that the harder he pushes, you know what I mean? Because it's such a new thing that it's gonna grow and it's not gonna stop. And I think that people are gonna have to take that model and run with it as well because that's bands have that independence. You know, we have the ability to do what we need to. You kind of got to cater to the artist now, and the artist and work hand in hand and build instead of just being like, "Hey, you're an established artist. I'm gonna buy you out," like major labels do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then they own you.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
a beautiful thing.
nowadays, man, anybody can make it now without a label. So it's kind of the coin is flipping in a sense where the band has more of a say so than the label.
Yep.
But in on like Kingside's case, you know, Gabe is just as much a part of the band as anything. So
And that's
he helps us out a lot. And, you know, we try to help him out as well. Little things that we can do, like little videos and logos and stuff like that. You know, we try to help out.
do whatever you can.
So
Yeah.
it's kind of you know,
No, and I think
Because it's a team thing. We're all trying to make it.
yeah.
It's a family, and that's what I love about it.
Yeah,
Even
even like booking shows for Kingside. I mean, we've done it. We've booked a few shows with Kingside bands in the area. You know, we're trying to promote Kingside as much as Gabe is. You know what I mean? Like, we want this record label to grow, and we want it to be worldwide and well known. And anything that we can do for any Kingside band, you know, we're always here.
yeah, no, and I think that's a mutual thing between all the bands. I think every band that I've said or I've interviewed so far, we all agree that if a major label was to ever approach us, we'd be like, no, you know, we're happy where we're at.
Yeah. They light up.
Yeah, like not a chance. We love where we're at. It's a family, and I think that's exactly. I think it's the best model, especially in the music industry, because there's a lot of emotion put into music. You know, you got to kind of think of it not as a business aspect, but as like a partnership, because you can't just like run people over. And I think that that's the best part, and the helping and the way he helps his artists, and like so fast. You know what I mean? Like he's just on it. It's inspiring. You know, I see that, and I'm just like, I want to push harder. Like I gotta push harder. What can I do? And I think that that's what we all do. You know, and I think that's what makes it a beautiful thing as a group.
I agree.
Yep, totally.
Yep.
Are you
That's
guys?
pretty cool.
Are you? So you said you're in the midst of working on a new album, all right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Are you going for another LP, like full length?
Yeah.
Well,
So, greatest hits.
The greatest hits.
October Road greatest hits. Yeah.
What do you mean? What do you mean? The last album wasn't the greatest hits, man? Fuck, every song on there is a damn near a single. Fuck, they're so good. Like
It'll be three from each album.
right?
Bring it back. Take it a little slow.
Let's make a collage album cover.
Yeah. No.
Just kidding, Gabe. I'm just kidding.
No. So when
No,
are you guys planning on? Are you? Oh, sorry, bro. Go ahead.
No, we're just coming up with you know, writing whole new songs and some heavy, some poppy, and we've got maybe about 6 songs in our pocket Um,
So to be polished and structured. And...
yeah, so we're just trying to work out the kinks, get the rough guitars out, and then see what we can work out. I figure we have maybe a good 4 or 5 more to write, and we'll be good.
That's awesome.
So
It's
yeah,
nice to see how
what were you gonna
fast.
say? Sorry.
Oh, I was gonna say it's nice to see how fast bands are pumping out albums. You know what I mean? Like you guys released one less than 4 months ago,
We
just
try to
over 4 months ago. Sorry.
come out with something every year.
And I think that's. I mean, I think the structure of doing singles is a smart thing, where you release a single, release at least 3 or 4 singles, and promote them hard before you
Yeah,
drop your album. I think it's smart.
that's the new thing. Yeah, well, it's not really new,
Excuse me.
right?
Yeah, no,
I've been for a while.
well, yeah, I think that was like how it was in the 50s. It was mainly singles. So it's weird to see the
Yeah.
industry kind of doing a weird like 360, just like coming back tenfold. But hopefully this time we
Yeah.
can like change shit up because that's my biggest thing is I want to see change in this industry because there's a lot of amazing bands that deserve credit. And that's
Yeah,
There are
I
good
agree.
tons.
yeah, like it's insane. I've interviewed just over 50 bands now, almost 60 in between there. And every single
Damn.
band is fucking so good. You know what I mean? Like if there's that many bands that are good versus how many bands that are out there that are just terrible. You know what I mean? Like that are making money. I don't know. Any way that we can try and help each other is the best way to do it. I think that's why I love the Texas scene, and I always enjoy interviewing bands from Texas because you guys got you got the structure for what the scene needs, and it's that tight knit help each other out.
Yeah, well, the family recognizes family, so
Yeah.
they know that we're all in it together. We gotta lift each other
And I was
up.
gonna say, man. Oh, my bad. Sorry, Matt.
Oh, I was
Cut you off
done.
there.
Yeah, perfect timing, bro. Don't
Oh
worry.
no. There's something about being from Texas, like just like not even band wise, like just being a Texan, like there's Texas pride for some reason. Like you meet anybody from anywhere in the world and they say they're from Texas, like immediately, like you just have each other's back.
Right.
So it's cool, like especially being in a band and as a musician, like there's definitely that for sure here.
Yeah, and that's just like the metal scene too. I find that that's exactly
Yeah.
how people in metal are. They're very they got your back whether or not they've ever met you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there anything you guys want to
Yeah,
say before we wrap up? Oh, sorry, bro.
Just shout out to Pistol Grip Suicide, Gabe's band, and Kingside Records, and Soul Tone Cymbals, and
What up?
Our Sticks.
And Storm the Empire.
Hell yeah!
Yeah.
Thanks, bro.
All our sponsors out there, clothing, and I don't know. I'm missing a lot. I'm not good at that stuff, but yeah, all our sponsors. Thank you so much, and thank you, man. Appreciate you having us.
No worries.
Nigga.
Thank you.
We'll have you guys on anytime.
Yeah, man.
Now that
Hopefully
we
we
got
can go up there.
now we got this live
first.
setup, we can have bands on whenever we want, which is nice.
It's a really cool setup, man. Really
Thank
cool
you.
setup.
I've
damn
definitely been
cool.
working on it. I think that in time it'll be nice. Like have a nice studio and shit.
Yeah.
Like that's my goal.
Pretty legit now.
Yeah, I want myself a studio. That's my goal in the long run. All right, guys. Well, thanks for coming by, and it was nice chit chatting with you and getting to do live.
Yeah,
Awesome, man.
Thanks
Thanks
for
for
having
having
us.
us.
No
Likewise.
worries.
Thank you.
so
You
much.
guys stay safe, and we'll be in contact.
You
We'll
too,
do.
man.
Appreciate it.
All right,
You,
peace,
man.
guys.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
man. Appreciate it.
Peace.
Later. Hey, Matt.
Yo.
Now that we're on here, when are we going to practice?
Right. I'm good all week after 6, bro.
Right, that's the best way to do it.
Ivan,
Video
Yep.
chats.
Video chat practice.
Yeah.
Well, Ivan's already gone.
No
He's
worries.
the one that's usually busy.
I'm gonna be so it should be it's processing right now, so you guys can share it as quick as you want, because it'll be
Nice.
live.
Nice.
It'll be recorded, and then I recorded it as well. Actually, I should stop the recording because we're still recording.